At the heart of this exploration is the question of how individual minds, with their unique thoughts, emotions, and experiences, relate to the broader concept of consciousness. The initial confusion often arises from the assumption that different minds must imply different consciousnesses. This is a natural inference, given that each individual appears to have a unique mental life characterized by personal memories, experiences, and perspectives. It suggests that while minds are many and varied, the underlying consciousness is one and the same. This is akin to the idea that while there are numerous waves in the ocean, the water is essentially the same. In this analogy, individual minds are like the waves, each distinct and unique in its form and movement, yet fundamentally made of the same substance as every other wave. This perspective challenges the common identification with the body and mind as the primary markers of self. From a conventional standpoint, it is easy to see oneself as fundamentally different from others, as each person has a different body and a different mind. However, when one delves deeper into the nature of consciousness, this distinction begins to blur. This consciousness is not an attribute or a quality that varies from person to person, but the very essence of existence. It is unchanging, eternal, and universal, underlying the myriad changes of the physical and mental world. The challenge, then, is to shift one's identification from the body and mind to this underlying consciousness. This shift is not trivial, as it requires a profound reorientation of one's understanding of self and reality. One of the key challenges in this journey is overcoming the deep-rooted identification with the body and mind. This identification is so ingrained in human experience that questioning it can seem counterintuitive. This identification is the source of much of our suffering and confusion. It leads to a sense of separation, a feeling of being distinct and isolated individuals cut off from the rest of existence. The realization that consciousness is the same in all beings can be a profound and transformative insight. It can lead to a sense of unity and connectedness with all of existence. When one sees oneself as pure consciousness, the boundaries between self and other begin to dissolve. This is not just a philosophical or metaphysical concept, but a lived experience that can change how one relates to others and the world. It challenges the common identification with the body and mind, and invites a deeper exploration of consciousness as the unchanging, universal essence of all beings. This understanding has profound implications for how we understand ourselves, our connection to others, and the nature of reality itself. It is a journey from the illusion of separation to the realization of oneness, from seeing many to recognizing the one in the many. One recognizes that individual consciousness is not confined to the boundaries of the individual self, but is universal. This understanding of universal consciousness radically alters one's perception of reality. It dissolves the boundaries that separate the self from the rest of existence, leading to a profound sense of unity and interconnectedness with all things. In this view, every being is a manifestation of the same underlying reality, and the differences we perceive are merely superficial. It offers a vision of reality where the distinctions between self and other, between one form of consciousness and another, are seen as illusory. In recognizing the universal nature of consciousness, one finds a deeper connection to all of existence, transcending the limitations and separations imposed by ordinary perception. This realization is not just an intellectual understanding, but a lived experience that changes one's relationship with the self, others, and the world. There is a profound exploration of the challenge of overcoming body-mind identification. This challenge is central to the journey towards spiritual enlightenment and understanding the true nature of the self. The body-mind identification refers to the common human tendency to equate the self with the physical body and the mental processes. From a young age, individuals are conditioned to view themselves as their bodies, which are distinct and separate from other bodies, and their minds with their unique thoughts and emotions. This identification is so deeply ingrained that questioning it can seem almost unnatural. True self is not the body or the mind, but something far more profound and universal. This true self is often described as pure consciousness or awareness, which is eternal, unchanging, and fundamentally connected with the ultimate reality. The challenge of overcoming body-mind identification involves a radical shift in perspective. It requires individuals to question their deeply held beliefs about who they are and to look beyond the physical and mental attributes that they have long considered defining their identity. This process is not merely intellectual but deeply experiential, involving practices such as meditation, self-inquiry, and contemplation. One of the key aspects of this challenge is recognizing the transient nature of the body and mind. The body is subject to change, aging, and eventually death, while the mind is constantly in flux, with thoughts and emotions coming and going. In contrast, the true self, as pure consciousness, is beyond these changes and fluctuations. It is a witness to the body and mind, but not defined by them. Another aspect of this challenge is dealing with the deep-rooted attachments and aversions that come with body-mind identification. These attachments and aversions are the source of much of human suffering, as they lead to a constant striving for pleasure and avoidance of pain, based on the mistaken belief that these will lead to lasting happiness or fulfillment. Overcoming body-mind identification is often described as a journey from ignorance to knowledge, from the illusion of separateness to the realization of onness. It involves recognizing that the sense of being a separate, isolated individual is an illusion, and that at a deeper level, all beings are expressions of the same underlying reality. This journey is not easy, and is often described as one of the greatest challenges on the spiritual path. Our thoughts, emotions, perceptions, and sensations unfold. Each individual's life can be likened to a unique movie playing on this screen. These movies are rich with their own narratives, characters, joys, sorrows, and dramas. They are vivid, engaging, and immersive, and while they are playing, they seem to be the only reality. However, just as a movie screen is not altered by the actions, colors, or emotions displayed in the movies, consciousness remains untouched and unchanged by the experiences it witnesses. This perspective offers a radical shift from the common identification with the experiences themselves. Typically, one tends to get caught up in the details of the movie, the story of one's individual life, and identify with the characters, emotions, and events. That at the core of our being, we are the screen itself, not the transient images that appear upon it. Understanding consciousness as this singular screen has profound implications. It suggests that while experiences are diverse and ever-changing, the underlying consciousness is universal and shared. It transcends individual differences, pointing to a commonality at the heart of all human experience. This realization fosters a sense of unity and connectedness with others, as it becomes clear that, at the deepest level, everyone is a manifestation of the same underlying consciousness. Moreover, this metaphor provides a powerful tool for navigating the challenges of life. By recognizing that we are the screen and not the movie, we can cultivate a sense of detachment and equanimity towards life's ups and downs. We can engage with our experiences fully, yet without being overwhelmed by them, maintaining an inner peace and stability amidst the ever-changing scenes of life.